evening, everyone. The time is 6:00 p.m. It is Tuesday, December 2nd, 2025. I'm John DeWanzik, and this is the regular meeting of the Avon Lake Board of Municipal Utilities. Tonight's meeting is being streamed online via Facebook and YouTube. And if you're in the audience there and you would like to comment, Mr. Urinich sitting at the table will be monitoring comments. We also have Mr. Zimmerman is in the office, in the room tonight. There's an opportunity for public input from live audience members. With me tonight on the board are, to my left, Mr. Rush, and to my right, Mrs. Schnabel. Mr. Ricky is expected, but is not here yet. And Mr. Mondello will be absent tonight, and he is excused. We do have a quorum anyway. It's 3 members out of 5. So any vote that is taken will be subject to a minimum of 3 affirmatives, as always. So we do have a quorum. We can vote, and just has to be unanimous in tonight's case. Also with me tonight is Chief Utilities Executive, Mr. Rob Monroe to my right. As I mentioned, Mr. Urinich, Chief of Utilities Operation at the table, and Mr. Logan, William Logan, Business and Financial Coordinator at the table. And lastly at the table is Mr. Tyler Berry from outside counsel. Mr. Rush, how did I do? Oh, tonight we're starting early at 6 p.m. because Mr. Monroe will be doing double duty. He has to attend the Planning Commission over at the City Hall at 7 o'clock. So this will be a relatively short meeting. And, we like to make sure we get as much as we can out of him. He gets a lot of money. So now, Mr. Rush,
I believe you covered everything.
Okay, thank you. First order of business then is approval of minutes from the November 18th meeting. Are there any editorial comments on those? Hearing none, they are approved as submitted. Next item on the agenda is the expenditures on your goldenrod sheets. I'm sorry, I beg your pardon. Mr. Zimmerman, it's time for public input. You are welcome to step to the podium. Mr. Urinich, please let us know if there's any input from the cyber world.
Thank you, William Zimmerman. So I don't believe your minutes were published accurately. It says that I attended the Lorco monthly meeting and did not speak as they did not give public speakers on their agenda. Well, I showed up before 7, which is when the meeting was. They had a finance meeting at 6. That was the meeting that they didn't allow me to speak at because we got there at 6:45. Should have been on the agenda. We had arguments about it after the meeting. But then when they had their regular meeting, we did get to speak at that. So this isn't even close to accurate. But it's already been approved. So one of the other problems we have, and by the way, I do agree that Mr. Logan had done a wonderful presentation in regards to his, I don't know, was it the yearly or that he was doing? But the one thing that I stated then during the meeting, which never makes it to print, is the fact that the Lorco receivables is nowhere to be found on that information. So I don't understand why you wouldn't put $14 to $15 million on your receivables. I find that to be utterly ridiculous. So I don't know if it's just overall stupidity in the room or if it's just the way that you guys try to hide stuff. So in regards to other matters, as you know, or you may not know, we're trying to remove the mayor. We're in court to do so, and we believe that we will be able to do that. So based upon the fact that the 5 of you who are elected have decided to vote to go down the whole path of Clearwater at a 5-0 vote, we believe that you didn't act in the best interest of the citizens of Avon Lake. Because it's dead now. It's not going to go forward. So after we remove the mayor, we'll be glad to come and get public officials in this room. That's our plan. Just so you know, you're able to be removed in a very easy manner, not a recall.
Thank you, Mr. Zimmerman. Mr. Urinich, is there anything from the public at large? Okay, we'll close public input. Correspondence, Mr. Monroe.
I do not have anything to pass along this evening.
Okay. If there's anything incidentally that you feel you can verify has been inaccurately reported, I don't see any problem with approving revised minutes. Just for, if
I mean,
you have to verify. I mean,
we will have to verify
Yeah.
that, yes.
Okay.
But yeah, with that.
It
that
doesn't
would be our
matter
intention.
to me that we're revising the minutes.
Okay.
We want them to be accurate, but not unnecessarily detailed. Yes, Mr. Rush.
In this particular instance, I was not in attendance at the last meeting, and the person who could respond to this, who was at that local meeting, is not present this evening too. So it was very difficult for the 3 of us that are here today to approve the set of minutes that was presented to us without that
Right.
type of input.
Right. Well, I think that's a valid point. And similarly, Mr. Logan, I believe we did discuss the financial matter that, was brought up. And, you want to just address that plainly, that it was included in the numbers that you gave.
It was within the numbers that I presented. It
Okay.
wasn't identified separately, but then there was a lot of other detail. But
Okay.
it's certainly disclosed in the audit, which I'll mention here in a minute.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Logan. Chair notes that Mr. Ricky has entered the room. We now have 4 members here. Same rules. Got to have 3 votes in the affirmative to approve. Next item is the expenditures. Again, sorry, Mr. Rush, but here we are with the golden rod. Again, is there a motion, first of all, to approve the expenditures? Mr. Ricky, would you like to make said
Yes, I
motion?
apologize first of all for my tardiness. I had to take care of some things with my wife, and I did. And I move to approve the expenses for Avon Lake Regional Water dated November 14th through November 27th, 2025.
Thank you, Mr. Ricky. Is there a second?
A second.
Second by Mrs. Schnabel. Discussion. I got a couple things while you're thinking. I have on number 54 on Fund 701 and number 51 in Fund 723. So we're paying a license fee just to be in business to the treasurer of the state of Ohio, amounting to $11,700 per year, more or less. Does the treasurer also pay a license fee to the treasurer, or what's the deal? I mean, have we paid this all along and I just didn't notice it? 25 years.
Yeah, it is an
Has
annual.
it gone up a lot?
If it had, and I know in my tenure, it has not. It has been about 11,000 annually. It's the license fee that Ohio EPA charges for our system.
Oh, it is Ohio EPA.
It is Ohio EPA, but our
Not just strictly,
our check is made payable to the treasurer of the state.
All right.
Yes.
The way it came out, I was like, hey, like, have fun. But the EPA does do services for us, so it's not really a license fee, it's a membership fee in effect. That's what I was wondering, because licenses are pretty much taxes on people, and That didn't seem right to me.
Yes,
Okay, I knew you'd have a good explanation for that, Mr. Monroe.
yes.
I think I had one other thing.
So is that a set cost no matter the size of the utility?
There's a base cost and then based off of the number of connections or customers, I can't
Oh,
remember.
correct. It adds on to the base.
Correct.
Oh, here's one. Number 50 on Fund 722. Legal fees to Sealy Savage, et cetera, in some matter of Terrence Ryan. That one slips my memory. What's that all about?
Mr. Urnich or Mr. Logan can discuss that.
And Terrence Ryan is a Avon Lake resident who had a sewer backup, sanitary sewer backup way back in, I believe, April. I forget exactly where he lives, on a cul-de-sac here in Avon Lake. And it was found that it was not anything that Avon Lake Regional Water caused. We contacted our insurance company, Travelers, at the time. Travelers denied the claim. Mr. Ryan kind of pursued it and got some legal involvement himself. We obviously worked with Mr. Ebert to state our position with it. And so this was his legal fees associated with that, but there was no claim filed on the part of Avon Lake Regional Water.
Okay.
There was no loss on our part. Those,
Correct.
what we paid in legal fees is it. We did not pay anything to Mr. Ryan. We did not pay a deductible with insurance. Insurance denied the claim. As Mr. Logan stated, this was a instance that there was no fault of lack of maintenance of the sanitary sewer main. There was no issues. I believe the result of the backup was from an old sewer plug that was a small sewer plug that we don't even have. We don't even keep that size.
I remember.
It would have been used by a plumber. And so it was something that was done on the private side of it. And we think at maybe one of the neighbors' homes or whatnot, but that sewer plug let loose into our sewer and caused the backup at Mr. Ryan's home.
Is it a shared lateral or something?
There's not a shared lateral, but the sewer plug was found in our sewer main, causing the backup at his house. Again, that is not it. If we are under construction at a subdivision, that has happened before where the sewer plug deflates and lets loose, but those are significantly larger sewer plugs. This was, I believe, a 2-inch.
2 or 4.
2 or 4-inch sewer plug. Again, that's not something that we have ever purchased.
Mhm.
So again, we had very good case that it was not our anything at our fault. But again, we did have to respond to
Sure.
his legal
Well,
complaint.
first you went to the insurance company
Correct.
in the attempt to, cover the matter, and
Yes.
they turned it down. I assumed that Mr. Ryan would have had action against his neighbor then for their
We're
sewer fault.
not sure, but yeah. it's-
Okay, I didn't recognize the case, so. Mr. Rush,
Not sure it's the right venue, but we use that same firm for right-of-way acquisition, I believe, when we were doing the ETLs and stuff, I believe.
Yes, yes.
So I guess kind of an update on that.
Yeah, I can, in my CUE report, I can talk about that.
Perfect, thank you.
Perfect.
okay, anyone else? Mr. Ricky?
Yeah, I'm on Fund 704, Water Construction. Item 3. I was late, but I did do my homework. This
The
one,
late Mr. Ricky.
Yeah. this one got my attention because we're, I guess, below, or we're above, no, yeah, we're above transactions, but it's a credit card. Charges on MasterCard for the budget for the year is what bothers me. And how are we keeping track of what's being charged on a MasterCard?
There's receipts for every MasterCard charge, Mr. Ricky. I have to look that up to see what that
There's
was.
$250,000 worth of charges.
Well, no. The MasterCard charge was $532.14. The year-to-date transactions on that line are the $253,000. You're
Well-
right, and it is over budget. But with regard to any of these accounts that are showing over budget right now,
Mhm.
we've had, since this was done, we've had appropriation transfers.
Okay.
So the city made these transfers for us yesterday, which cleared up a lot of the
Well,
negative amount.
I guess I'm looking at this line item and it's a line item, okay, it's not MasterCard line item, it's Huntington National Bank line item.
Well, it is a MasterCard.
It is a
charge.
MasterCard.
Okay,
I will say that in the description there, it's CEUs, office supplies, boots. We only have so much space. There is other transactions on the credit card, but they're all lumped together. This being paid out of water construction, I believe, if I recall, what this charge was for was had to do with our the sensors, the ORP sensor for the sodium hypochlorite generating system. the
Well,
tech one.
$532, okay. And
okay.
then, so I think maybe further to Mr. Ricky's question, you were stating that the 253 represents the sum of all the bills in.
On a MasterCard.
Right, but it's
No.
used for.
See, that's what I'm reading
No,
it
no,
as.
no, that line item is 55003.003. That's the general ledger account.
Okay,
And year to date, we've spent 253,000 in the water construction fund out of that general ledger account. That doesn't mean that it was MasterCard.
okay,
It's just-
that's what I'm getting
Yes.
at. Do we have backup for $500,000 or $250,000 worth of MasterCard charges? That's
No,
the way I
no.
read this.
No.
It
that-
kind of
no.
came to me like that.
No,
So
yeah.
that's where I'm,
Okay,
can you understand that?
I understand
Where
what you're saying.
I'm coming from?
Yeah, but no, that is
That's
not the
all.
case. That is just the expenditures year to date out of that account.
Okay,
But it just so happens the only charge this time was a
MasterCard, okay,
It's
so
not
it's Huntington
all-
Bank, not MasterCard line
Well,
item.
Huntington Bank is the vendor that we
Gotcha.
have our MasterCards
Gotcha.
through.
I'm thinking this was a MasterCard line,
Gotcha.
and that was all MasterCards. I have one other question, and I bring it up because I still would like to see it somewhere, is what we spent on TechWin. I did read the summaries that, our progress notes, and we've been running all week, and we've been making some progress, but where is what we've spent on all this being kept track of?
Well, there's two different things there, and I've recapped the capital that we've incurred, the capital costs in setting up the whole operation. And I can gladly provide that. I don't have. the
Wouldn't that
numbers
show up
off
as
the
an
top of my
expense? I
head.
guess that's what I'm,
It's within that, one of those line items. It's all within one of those lines. But we also had some costs that were incurred late last year as well. But with the operation now, the pilot program that's underway, those costs we are tracking, but we're not capitalizing those costs. Those are normal operating expenses, but we're capturing them on separate account numbers within fund number 701. So in other words, we'll be able to report on the supplies, the electricity, the utilities, the labor that we use in
That's-
this pilot program
So-
within fund 701 though.
well, somewhere along the line, I'd like to see the totals, just to
That's
see, because we're buying sodium hypochlorite. I looked at that this afternoon as well for $350 a ton, I think, Greg, does that make sense? I think it was $350 a ton is our new price. And I don't know how you buy sodium hypochlorite by the ton. I don't understand how we do that. It's a liquid. So that weighs less than water.
That's typically how they would,
Is that how
they
they?
wouldn't bill it by gallon. They would calculate,
Okay,
how much a gallon weighs.
okay, I just.
Charge like a
Yeah.
fraction of a ton, maybe.
Yeah.
I'd have to
Yeah,
look at the
okay,
invoices.
so I just want to see where, somewhere we got to justify all this, that this all makes sense what we're doing. So like I say, somewhere I'd like to see a summary of that down the road if I could, Mr. Chairman.
okay. Mr. Logan will provide that. to
I can
Mr.
put something together.
Ricky. Anything else that we didn't note so far? Okay, all in favor of the motion, say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes. All right, next item is supplemental budget appropriations. Mr. Logan.
Sure. So this is the last one we'll have for this year. These are increases in appropriations. that I'm requesting the board to approve for us. These will also then get submitted to city council with one of their final meetings coming up, and I would expect they would approve these as well. But just briefly, under fund number 701, I'd like to increase utility costs by about $150,000. That's probably a little more than enough, but we are seeing increasing costs in electric usage, and we budgeted for that going into next year. The other two items under fund 701, the insurance premium, we had talked about that a couple of meetings ago. That's the annual insurance premium that we paid for our property and liability coverage, and we were short in a couple of funds, this being one of them. And then that third item, transfer to unclaimed funds. That's something the finance department had done this year, where there's outstanding checks that haven't been cashed that date back literally as far as 5, 6, 7 years ago. And so they're moving these expenses, basically transferring them to the city's general fund. Per the auditor of state rules, you have to transfer these unclaimed funds to the general fund, where they can sit for 5 years. And if not claimed in that 5-year period, then they can write those off, basically bringing it back to income. So if these outstanding checks aren't claimed, 5 years from now, we should see this come back into our income.
Okay.
Under fund
Every
number
business
seven-
has to do that.
Pardon me?
Every business has to do that.
Right. It should be done a little more routinely. They did a lot of catch up this year with these that are out there. Under fund number 703, which I apologize, I have an incorrect description there, but fund number 703 is the ETL1 fund. I'd like to appropriate or increase appropriations by $60,000. That's mainly to do with contractual services to do with different ETL breaks that we've seen over the course of the year, to catch that up. Oh, by the way, I meant to point out the current fund balances that I'm showing there on each of these funds. That's as of October 31. Those are the fund balances as of October 31. Fund number 721, the wastewater fund, same thing. Ideally increase the utility electric costs by $40,000. I'd like to increase engineering costs by $10,000. That relates to a sewer valuation review that was done by a company called Burns McDonald to do with the Clearwater endeavor and the entire reorganization there. So we split a $28,000 fee amongst the three of us, the county, Lorco, who paid their own, and then Avon Lake Regional Water. So our share was 1/3 of the $28,000, which was $9,333.32. So that wasn't budgeted for the year. So that's the $10,000 that I'm asking for the appropriation there to help cover that. And then there again is that transfer to the unclaimed funds of $1,261.81, as I had mentioned earlier. Fund 722, the only appropriation there we need, again, is to do with the insurance premium, a little over $8,000. Fund 723, same thing there, the insurance premium, $1,862.33. Fund number 727, and again, I apologize, the description is incorrect. This is the sewer debt service fund, and we just need to appropriate $4.32 so that we come out even for the year. If we don't do that, then get a little citation from the auditors that you were over budget. And finally, fund number 762, which is the ETL2 fund, would like to appropriate $500,000. That's for utility water costs that the consortium owes back to our fund number 701. Their revenues, for the most part, have exceeded budget this year by quite a bit, and so that's the reason that we need that final appropriation there. The total appropriation increase we're asking for is $785,541.47.
Mr. Logan, may I ask you, you had on the $60,000 item, you had renamed that account description. Could you tell me that again?
The ETL1 fund.
Okay,
My apologies for that.
that's okay. I just wanted to note it. I know you were saying something, but I was distracted from what you heard. Mr. Rush.
Were you anticipating action on this evening?
Yes.
Okay,
and
and I don't see a
I
motion.
Yes,
wasn't.
I failed to provide a recommended motion,
Yes, you did.
but I do have one that I can read.
Yeah, we'll just say so.
Okay,
I'm sorry about that.
would you like one of us to read it?
I can read it and
We'll just,
for the record, and then someone can
Okay.
so move. But is there any more discussion?
No more discussion.
okay, so in this particular instance, this will clear up the year and then council will take care of it and we're done.
Yes, as
Yes.
far as any more appropriations for this year.
All right, thank you.
Yes. There's, this was a question, Mr. Mondello also did his homework. He had sent some questions related to expenses earlier. And one of his questions had to do with some of the expense accounts that were showing negative balances. As Mr. Logan stated earlier about, appropriation transfers, those are inter-fund transfers. So it's not increasing the amount of that budget. So those can be done without board approval because it's still within the total budget amount. So some of those are corrected that way.
Sure.
These do need board action. And then once the budget is closed out at the end of December or maybe the beginning of January, when it's completely closed out, all of those fund balances that may be showing negative, everything gets adjusted so that they are at zero or positive.
Okay.
So we would need a recommended motion that would authorize the business and financial coordinator to execute the appropriations in the total amount of $785,541.47 based on the budget accounts presented in the memorandum dated December 2nd, 2025, with noted changes to Fund 703 as ETL1 fund and Fund 727 as the Sewer Debt Service Fund.
I move as stated. May I have a second?
Second,
Second by Mr. Rush. Discussion. All in favor of the motion, say aye.
Aye.
We are approved. Okay, next item is, this is the part that everyone's always waiting for.
Exciting
Mr.
times.
Urinich, you're on stage.
All right, for the power plant, I do not have any updates there.
Got pictures?
No pictures. Was not able to get any updated drone photos or
A lot of grading going on. Last
Yeah.
I saw, like flattening everything.
yeah, they're pretty much cleaning out their office and demobilized. Moving on to the water filtration plant improvements. Here we have the new filter building. They're working very diligently trying to get that closed in so that they can do work in an enclosed area during the winter. They're going to begin with the installation of the block. That is the south wall that faces Lake Road. So they've been working on that this week. This is the inside of, I believe this is the sodium hypochlorite room from the new chemical feed building. They're getting ready to install the ductwork, the fiberglass reinforced ductwork. And then they will continue with electrical and the other trades, the plumbing. So they're working on that this week. These are the new chemical storage tanks, the bulk tanks that will be inside the building. I believe the alum tanks are approximately 17,000 gallons. The sodium hypochlorite will be about 15,000 gallons. But once they get the ductwork installed, they will install those into the building.
In the foreground of the previous picture, there was a round footing. Which one of those tanks would go on there? Or is that a table?
No, that is, so there are raised concrete cylinder structures, and then that open area, there will be grading placed across that. But that is designed for spill containment. If one of the tanks or the pipes were to burst, resulting in a leak, that would allow the chemical to be at least contained. And then it has a sump connection that we would be able to
The
pump that
tanks would
into.
stand on the round.
Correct.
Which one's in the foreground? The gray
The
one or one of the white ones?
So
this section here, that section back there, and that one are bulk, the big bulk tanks. The chemical feed pumps would then pump out of the day tanks. Those are smaller tanks that we transfer into. That's just kind of a standard how they set those up, that you don't pump directly from the bulk storage tanks. You transfer it to a smaller container and then pump from there.
In the next picture, are those tanks the ones that are going to stand there?
Correct. They're actually all the same color. I think it's just kind of the way the light is hitting them.
I see.
But I believe those are the sodium hypochlorite tanks. And I believe that one is the larger size. I believe that is the Allen.
Little continuity between pictures. Okay, you may proceed.
All right. Moving on to the water bundle. That is a picture of the roadway that was just installed at North Point. They did the base coat to get through the winter, and then they will do an intermediate layer and the final coat in the springtime. And then the next picture. No more?
It's like
Oh, it
red
didn't
valve.
update on my screen, so. That's just an example. So this is at, I believe, Parkland and Lake Road. This is the tie-in for the new water line that they're doing. One of the things that we've made standard is having 3 valves at each interconnection. That way, if work has to be performed, we're not shutting down as large of an area. We're able to isolate individual sections of the street. So that was getting ready to be installed at that location. Let's see. Skipped over the Techwin project. Don't have any pictures there, but the station, since we've installed the new probes and got it winterized, it's been operating continuously with no alarms, errors, or shutdowns for a period of about 2 weeks. The sample through our third-party lab is going to be collected Thursday. We should have those results by early to mid next week. As long as there are no surprises there, then we will proceed with the certification testing for the National Sanitation Foundation.
Okay, very good questions for Mr. Urinich.
Does this facility run unmanned?
Mhm.
It does. It just, and then you have it tied into a network or something that we can monitor what's going on yet or not yet?
Not at this time. Our
Just make rounds?
staff stops there daily,
Okay.
takes down the numbers so that we can track production, electrical, chemical, all of those. But yeah, it's basically designed to be a run on its own.
Gotcha.
And are you the supervisor of same, or is Mr. Gibney?
Mr. Gibney has taken the lead on that part of it.
All right, questions? Okay. I think you're off the hook then, Mr. Urinich. Even though out of order, you are out of order. Next item is CUE report. Mr. Monroe, I know you have several things.
Yes, I do have a few items. First, to talk about the easement acquisitions as part of the ETL project. Those are ongoing. We did have correspondence just at the middle of last week before we went on vacation with First Energy. We are working through some language in the easements, but it is moving along slowly. And then we do have some other areas of the project that we had received the appraisals on. We are looking at acquiring those properties. A couple meetings ago, the board approved the purchase of that small sliver parcel along the railroad tracks from Koff Construction. The closing is tentatively set for December 4th, so in 2 days. We will acquire that. As Mr. Klein is getting acclimated as our engineering services manager, he's coming up to speed on the projects. But we will provide in an upcoming meeting the review on how many easements or land acquisitions have we acquired and how many are remaining. So we will have that.
I would encourage Mr. Klein to attend the meetings and
Sure.
perhaps give reports on that to the board?
Sure, absolutely. The next item I have is just an information item regarding our information technology RFQ, request for qualifications. We did receive those proposals. We received a total of 7. We are currently reviewing them, going through our scoring matrix. We will be meeting to shortlist them. But we did receive, obviously, our incumbent that provides our current services. They submitted. We had a few local Cleveland area, Cleveland, Columbus area, and we actually had some from out of state. So we were pleased with the number of proposals on that. So we are moving forward. And the last item I have is we will be meeting tomorrow with HDR to discuss the amendment on the next phase of design services for the plant expansion that we've talked about. And this is in preparation of providing a significant amount of water to the Advanced Technology Campus located in New Russia Township that the state is marketing for large development. So we need to have our design plans in place. If you recall, a portion of the water design with us and rural Lorraine County Water Authority, who would serve the site, was included in the All Ohio Future Fund money. While the majority of that is for sewer work and sewer design, there is a small portion. Again, we hope to have at our next meeting our HDR amendment, at least for the board's look at and discussion. So that is all I have.
Do you want to say anything about the vacated trailers from Taylor?
I would, yes. As Mr. Yurnich stated earlier, ALERG, Chara, is moving out of the site. And as I have to get over to Planning Commission tonight for our approval on our site plan for our expansion here, one of the items is continuity of operations when we get into construction on this building, and that's specifically for customer service and our executive staff that has offices here. So we were going to include in our bid specifications temporary office trailers that would be located somewhere out of the way, but that way we have public access and continuity for our operations. We were able to work out a deal with Chara that as they lease those trailers, and we can enter into our own lease on those at the rate from 3 years ago, which is a significant savings. Current rate is about $1,200 a month per trailer. There's 3 of them. They're nested together. And the rate that the lease that they got was $850 a month per trailer. We also are looking at potentially just purchasing versus leasing them, because we would then have the need after this project at the administration building for our project at the water plant and whatnot. Mr. Logan and I talked also that that's something that could be sold on Gov Deals. So I think it certainly warrants looking at both purchase versus a lease, but it'll save us a decent amount of money. So, and give us a very nice location. And again, those trailers are located on property that we now own. So they're already established with all utilities hooked up. For those that don't know, that's located at the corner of Avondale and Lake Road. There's ample parking in the parking area there, so it would work out very nice as far as a temporary location once we do get into construction. So,
Okay, anything else?
that is all I have.
Any members with reports or miscellaneous? Mr. Ricky?
Yeah, just make the board aware I will not be at the next meeting. I will be traveling, and I do still intend to attend the Lorco meeting next week from Thursday down at Lorco, and I'll give you guys a report directly back before I take off out of town. Okay?
Anyone else? Mr. Ricky, while you're on the subject of Lorco, Mr. Zimmerman came in tonight and he objected to the characterization of his actions at the Lorco meeting last time, saying that he did not speak, but he insisted that he did speak at the meeting. And, you know, we had no one here, of course, to verify that. You were there. Would you care to update the minutes, or you can't confirm either?
He did speak. I don't know where it came that he
Okay.
didn't speak. Did I
Okay,
say that?
well, we'll then adopt revised minutes if you want to give the information to Mr. Urinich. And, you know, he was very insistent about that, and something Mr. Logan previously, before he got here in the meeting, addressed, that indeed the Lorco debt is in the budgets and has been as long as we've had it, and it has passed state audit, if I'm not mistaken, every time they've audited, which I think is every year. So
It was first disclosed in the 2022 audit.
Yeah.
okay,
For
well,
City of
okay.
Avon Lake.
For 3 years it's been.
But now it's been each year. And I meant to mention this earlier, and Mr. Zimmerman reminded me, the 2024 audit by the city has been released now. It's final. It's out on the Auditor of State's website.
Okay. Okay, that's all my only report, but you're the only source of information we could use, Mr. Ricky, to verify what was said. So if you wouldn't,
Well, may I ask, do the minutes reflect?
the minutes do not reflect him speaking in the public session. He said he was not able to speak in whatever the first management session is.
Finance committee.
Whatever they had. And Mr. Monroe wants to add.
I would just add that we have the YouTube video recording that we will also refer back to see what exactly was said.
Okay, I
when he
mean,
was there.
we endeavor to be accurate.
We
like
do.
Mr. Spock, you know what I mean?
Yes, and as you stated, our minutes, we're required to have minutes, and I think compared to other public agencies, our minutes are very detailed. Minutes are also, they do not have to be verbatim, what was said at the meeting.
Well, I mean,
More of
it's
as
an
a summary.
inaccuracy, and like,
Correct, we want to make
you
sure
know,
it's accurate.
if he's reading them in that level of detail and it's stated wrong, well, we can correct it. It's
Correct.
just a matter of correcting it. You'll have it at the next meeting to approve the revised minutes of whatever meeting it was.
Yes.
And everybody will be happy. I'm sure. Okay, any other members? All right, public input, Mr. Urinich.
There's nothing online. Mr.
Okay, is there a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Moved and seconded, all in favor of adjournment, say aye.
Aye.
We are adjourned. We'll be back in 2 weeks on December 16th.